Good afternoon to everyone. In this video, I am going to cover hypothesis. Firstly, start with the meaning of hypothesis. What do you mean by hypothesis? Hypothesis simply means make assumptions. When we make assumptions related to population, that's called hypothesis. That's the meaning of hypothesis. If I have to explain in one word what is hypothesis, hypothesis simply means assumptions. Assumptions related to population parameter, related to sample parameter, that's called hypothesis. There are mainly two types of hypothesis. One is null hypothesis. Second one is alternate hypothesis. Now the question arises, what is null and what is alternate? First of all, null hypothesis is denoted by H naught. Null hypothesis is denoted by H naught and alternate hypothesis is denoted by H1. Null hypothesis is denoted by H naught, alternate hypothesis is denoted by H1. Now, what do you mean by null hypothesis? Null hypothesis simply means when there is a no difference. When there is a no difference between population parameter and sample parameter, that's called null hypothesis. When both values are same, when there is a no difference between population parameter and sample parameter, that's called null hypothesis. Clear? Alternate hypothesis simply means any hypothesis which is not null, that's called alternate hypothesis. That's the simple meaning of alternate hypothesis. Any hypothesis which is not null, that's called alternate hypothesis. Means when there is a difference between population parameter and sample parameter, that's called alternate hypothesis. Start with the meaning of hypothesis. Let me repeat one more time. Hypothesis simply means when we make assumptions related to population parameter, that's called hypothesis. There are mainly two types of hypothesis. One is null, second one is alternate. Null hypothesis is noted by H naught. Null hypothesis simply means when there is a no difference between population parameter and sample parameter, that's called null hypothesis. Means when both values are same. Alternate hypothesis when there is a difference between population parameter and sample parameter. In short, in nutshell, null hypothesis simply means any hypothesis which is not null, that's called alternate hypothesis. One thing keep in mind, at the end you have to accept only one hypothesis, either null or alternate. Now the question arises in your mind, how can we decide either we should go for null hypothesis or alternate hypothesis? Two things you have to consider. One is calculated value. Second one is critical value, also known as your tabulated value. On the basis of these two parameters, you can decide whether you should go for null hypothesis or alternate. Whether we have to accept null hypothesis or alternate, compare these two values, calculated value and critical value. If calculated value is less than the critical value, then we accept null hypothesis. That's the simple rule. If calculated value is less than the critical value, then we accept null hypothesis and vice versa. If calculated value is greater than critical value, then always reject null hypothesis. Is there any problem in the meaning of hypothesis? If you face any problem, you can ask in comment section. Definitely I will reply. Firstly, start with the meaning of hypothesis, because before hypothesis testing, you should know the meaning of basic concepts of hypothesis. Firstly, hypothesis simply means when we make assumptions related to population, that's called hypothesis. There are mainly two types of hypothesis. One is null, second one is alternate. Null hypothesis is noted by H naught, alternate hypothesis is noted by H1. Null hypothesis simply means when both values are given. Reason being, in hypothesis testing, two types of information given in a statement. One is related to population, second one is related to sample. When both values are same, that's called null hypothesis. कि when there is a no difference between population parameter and sample parameter, that's called null hypothesis. Alternate hypothesis, any hypothesis which is not null, that's called alternate hypothesis. Means when there is a difference between population parameter and sample parameter, or at the end you have to accept only one hypothesis, then how can you decide? Either you have to accept null or alternate on the basis of calculated value and critical value. If calculated value is less than the critical value, then you have to accept null hypothesis, otherwise reject null hypothesis. Clear? Next concept under hypothesis, errors. There are mainly two types of errors. One is type 1 error and type 2 error. Type 1 error simply means when we reject the null hypothesis. Although it is true, that's called type 1 error. कि when we reject the null hypothesis, although it is true, that's called type 1 error. One thing keep in mind, type 1 error denoted by alpha. Type 1 error simply means when we reject the null hypothesis although it is true, and type 1 error also known as producer's risk. Type 1 error also known as producer's risk. Type 1 error simply means when you reject null hypothesis although it is true. Means you have to accept null hypothesis, but in spite of accepted you reject or null hypothesis. So that's called type 1 error. And type 1 error denoted by alpha. So this alpha stands for probability of making a incorrect decision. Because whatever decision you have taken in type 1 error, that decision is known by alpha. And as you know, total probability is always equal to 1. P plus Q always equal to 1. P stands for probability of success, Q stands for probability of failure, and equal to 1. If you know the value of 1, you can easily if you know the value of P, you can easily calculate the value of Q, 1 minus P. Clear? So same in type 1 error. Type 1 error simply means when we reject the null hypothesis although it is true. Means आपको accept करना था, but rather than accept आपने उसको reject कर दिया. So that's called type 1 error. So whatever decision you have taken in this stage, definitely that decision is incorrect. So incorrect decision is denoted by alpha. So if you have to find out the probability of making a correct decision, as you know, total probability is equal to 1. So at type 1 error, if you want to know the probability of making a correct decision, then how to calculate 1 minus alpha? So type 1 error, let me repeat one more time, type 1 error denoted by producer's risk. What do you mean by type 1 error? Type 1 error simply means when we reject the null hypothesis although it is true, and this error is denoted by alpha. So alpha stands for incorrect decision, means probability of making a incorrect decision. If you know the probability of making a correct decision, then 1 minus alpha. Reason being total probability is 1. अगर 1 में से incorrectly minus करोगे, definitely you will get the probability of correct decision. Clear? That's the meaning of type 1 error. Now second one is type 2 error. Now what do you mean by type 2 error? Just opposite from type 1 error. Just opposite from type 1 error. Simply means when we reject the when we select the null hypothesis. When we select the null hypothesis, although it is false, कि मीन्स नल हाइपोथेसिस आपका फॉल्स था, आपको एक्सेप्ट नहीं करना चाहिए था, बट आपने एक्सेप्ट कर लिया, तो डेट्स कॉल्ड टाइप 2 एरर, जस्ट अपोजिट फ्रॉम टाइप 1 एरर. Type 1 error simply when we reject the null hypothesis although it is true, but type 2 error when we select the null hypothesis although it is false. So that's called type 2 error, and type 2 error denoted by beta. So means beta stands for probability of making a incorrect decision. So this probability denoted by beta, and if you know the probability of making a correct decision in type 2 error, then formula will be 1 minus beta. Reason being total probability is 1. 1 में से अगर incorrect decision की minus करोगे, definitely you will get the probability of correct decision. So that's the meaning of type 1 error, type 2 error. Let me repeat one more time in brief. Start with the meaning of hypothesis. Hypothesis simply means when we make assumptions related to population, that called hypothesis. There are mainly two types of hypothesis. One is null, second one is alternate. Null hypothesis simply means when there is no difference between population parameter and sample parameter, that's called null hypothesis, and it is denoted by H naught. Alternate hypothesis, when there is a difference between population parameter and sample parameter, that's called alternate hypothesis. Means any hypothesis which is not null, that's called alternate hypothesis. Or at a single time you have to accept only one hypothesis. One is accepted, other would be rejected, and vice versa. Clear? Next is type 1 error, type 2 error. Type 1 error simply means when we reject the null hypothesis although it is true. That's called type 1 error. That is denoted by alpha. So means in this case the probability of making a incorrect decision is denoted by alpha. If you know the probability of correct decision, then formula will be 1 minus alpha. Type 2 error, opposite from type 1 error. In this case you reject the null hypothesis, but in this case you accept the null hypothesis. When we select the null hypothesis although it is false, and this type of error, type 2 error, also known as consumer's risk. Type 2 error also known as consumer's risk. Clear? And denoted by beta. So means in this case the probability of making a correct decision is denoted by, incorrect decision is denoted by beta, and the probability of correct decision is 1 minus beta. Clear? Next concept. Next is level of significance. Level of significance, one thing keep in mind in this concept, if nothing is mentioned related to level of significance, then always take 5%. If nothing is mentioned related to level of significance, then always take 5%. Now what do you mean by level of significance? Level of significance simply means, as you know, 100% accuracy is not possible. When you conduct any type of research, survey, you can't expect your information should be authentic. So 100% accuracy is not possible. So level of significance defines the probability of, it defines the probability of type 1 error. It means up to what extent your decision would be correct. So that thing is known by, you can easily known by this thing, by level of significance. Suppose I already told you, if nothing is mentioned related to level of significance, then always take 5%. As you know, total percentage is 100. If nothing is mentioned related to level of significance, then always take 5%. Now this 5% stands for कि there are chance of error, कि in this case chance of error is 5. So out of 100, if chance of error is 5, so rest 95% your decision would be correct. So this thing define level of significance. Clear? Suppose if level of significance mentioned 1%, so out of 100 chance of error is 1%, so it means rest 99% your decision would be correct. So level of significance simply defines the probability of type 1 error. And one thing more keep in mind, in journal life, in journal layman language बोलूँ, in journal terms बोलूँ, we always try to avoid null hypothesis in real life. In general sense, we always try to accept alternate hypothesis. This thing you have to keep in mind. Reason being, as per the meaning of null hypothesis, there is no difference between population parameter and sample parameter. So do you think that these two values always remain the same? In actual life, suppose as per the null hypothesis, both variables are same. Suppose there are two variables, x and y. As per the null hypothesis says both values are same, x is equal to y. But in real sense, in real life, both values are not same always. Either x is superior to y, or x is inferior to y, or x is not equal to y. So that's why we always try to avoid null hypothesis in real life. So this thing you have to keep in mind. Now next concept is most imperative concept, one-tail test and two-tail test. One-tail test and two-tail test. Now this thing you have to identify by yourself. Your given statement is belong to one tail or two tail. Nothing is mentioned in statement ki whether case is one tail or two tail. You have to determine, you have to identify this thing by yourself, case is one tail or two tail. Now the question arises, how can you identify cases one tail or two tail? Simply whenever concrete figure is mentioned. Concrete figure is mentioned means when you easily come on any conclusion. So case is one tail, straightforward. It means you can easily draw conclusion from this statement. You can't say this is a diplomatic statement, I can't come on any conclusion. So whenever concrete figure is mentioned, straightforward thing is mentioned ki x is less than y. Clear cut it's mentioned ki x is less than y. Or you can say x salary is less than y salary. So it simply means you can easily draw conclusion y is getting more than x. Clear? So case is one tail. When concrete figure is mentioned, clear cut instructions is mentioned, you can easily come on any conclusion. So case is one tail. If nothing is mentioned related to concrete figure, you can't come on any conclusion. You can't draw any conclusion. So case is two-tail test. Same example. If it mentioned in a statement x is not equal to y, how can you say that x is not equal to y? It has two possibilities. Is either x greater than y or x less than y. It has two possibilities. If someone said x is not equal to y, how can you come on any conclusion that x is greater than y? It may be x less than y. So if nothing is mentioned to clear cut instructions, so case is two tail, otherwise case is one tail. Clear? Whenever concrete figure is mentioned, you can easily come on the conclusion case is one tail. Let me explain with the help of one more example. Suppose I want nomination for the class representative and I made an announcement. I want only those students for CR who scored more than 70% in graduation. I made an announcement in class for CR nomination. I want only those students who scored more than 70% in graduation. Now, in this case, concrete figure is mentioned कि I want only those students who scored more than 70. Means clear cut mention है CR के लिए वही nominate करोगे who have got more than 70% in graduation. Clear? कि means you can easily come on the conclusion कि those who scored less than 70 they will be not eligible. Eligible कौन है? Only more than 70 means concrete information is mentioned. You can easily come on the conclusion. Now instead of this statement, I made this announcement. I want only good students. For CR. Now in this case you can say any information is given. I just said I want only good students. There is a no parameter on graduation percentage basis. Simply I said good student. But what's the definition of good student? Anybody can tell? So means you can't come on any conclusion. Good student may be 60%, 20, 80%, 30%, 50%. कोई भी अपने आप को बैड नहीं बोलेगा. So case is two-tailed test. When nothing is mentioned related to concrete figure, you can't come on the any conclusion. So case is two-tailed. So in two-tailed test, we always use not equal sign. But in one-tailed test, we use less than sign, greater than sign. So case is one tail. Reason being in one tail test, various words are given in a statement. You can easily identify by you watching these words. Case is one tail or two tail. In one tail, word is less than word is mentioned. More than, above, claim word. Simple claim का example दो. A stenographer claims that she can take dictation at the rate of 120 words per minute. एक स्टेनोग्राफर ने क्लेम क्या किया कि I can take dictation at the rate of 120 words per minute. It means वो 120 words per minute लिख सकती है. एक कंपैरिजन उसने दे दिया, एक कंक्रीट इंफॉर्मेशन दे दी, तो क्लेम वर्ड हो. कंपैरिजन बिफोर आफ्टर, अगर कंपैरिजन बिफोर आफ्टर में होगा, यू कैन इजीली से आफ्टर परफॉर्मेंस इज बेटर देन द बिफोर परफॉर्मेंस. तो केस इज वन टेल. इफ नथिंग इज मेंशन इज रिलेटेड टू दीज वर्ड लेस देन, मोर देन, अबव, क्लेम, कंपैरिजन, case is two tail. If nothing is mentioned, you can't come on any conclusion. Case is two tail test. Clear? Is there any problem in any concept? Any doubt? Still anybody having any doubt, please mention your doubt in comment box. Definitely I will reply. Now next concept. Now there are two types of hypothesis testing. One is last sample test and small sample test. Sometime method name is not mentioned in a statement. Simply means test the hypothesis, test the statement. Nothing is mentioned related to method कि you have to apply last sample test or small sample test. So one thing keep in mind, last sample denoted by Z and small sample test denoted by T test. Now how can you identify, how can you decide कि we have to apply last sample or small sample? If nothing is mentioned related to method name, there is only one parameter by which you can decide either we have to apply last sample test or small sample test on the basis of sample size. If n is greater than or equal to 30, then always apply Z test. On the basis of sample size, you can decide whether we have to use last sample test or small sample test. If n is greater than or equal to 30, then always apply last sample test. Or if n is less than 30, then always apply small sample test. Clear? There's a basic parameter by which you can decide either you should go for last sample test or small sample test. Only identify the sample size, कि how much sample size given in a statement. If sample size n is greater than or equal to 30, then apply last sample test. If n is less than 30, then apply small sample test. Clear? That's the basic fundamental rule. If nothing is mentioned related to large sample test and small sample test, just you have to identify the sample size. If sample size is less than equal to 30, then apply large sample. If sample size is less than 30, then apply small sample test. Clear? Now next thing. Two types of information are given in a statement related to population and sample, and you have to identify which information belong to population and which information belong to sample. If population mean is given, that is always denoted by mu. Population mean denoted by mu. Sample mean denoted by x bar. Population size denoted by capital N. Sample size denoted by small n. Population proportion denoted by capital P. Sample proportion denoted by small p. If value of mu is given, that stands for population mean. If value of x bar is given, that stands for sample mean. If capital N is given, that stands for population size. If small n is given, that stands for sample size, because these words given in a statement, nothing is mentioned. This word is related to population and sample. So you should know that mu stands for population mean or sample mean. So mu stands for population mean, x bar stands for sample mean. Same, if population standard deviation is given, population standard deviation denoted by sigma and sample standard deviation denoted by small s. So all concept, these are the brief summary about hypothesis testing. Is there any problem in any point? Can ask in a comment box. I will reply. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.